Welcome back to the Who's and the Yanks, where we talk everything Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Tonight we'll be talking about the Women's Summer Series friendly tournament between the United States and Portugal, which took place in Houston BBVA Stadium, which is the home of the Houston Dynamo and for the MLS, and the home of the Houston Dash for the NWSL, which is the Women's League. And the USA would win this one 1-0, but although it wouldn't really be the performance that we're really used to seeing from this women's team for the United States. But I'll get more into that. We talked lineup. USA played a 4-3-3 with Alyssa Naher as the starting keeper, Kelly O'Hara, Abby Dalkimber, Becky Sauerbrunn, Crystal Dunn, Lindsay Horan, Rose Lavelle, Samantha Lewis, Christian Press, Alex Morgan, and Megan Rapinoe. And that's their lineup that they went with. And we go to the game summary. And 7th minute, Rose Lavelle would get a shot off, but it hits a hand in the box or just outside the box. For me, it looked like it was in, but it's ruled outside. We'd take it anyway. Free kick for the United States in a great position. It's taken by Megan Rapinoe, but it hits the wall, and it turns out to be a dud. 9th minute, Christian Press has a shot. It goes just right at the keeper, and really no threat there. And then what we know basically is Portugal, throughout the whole game, really in the first 10 minutes, as it showed, they just really sat back and just let the United States women's kind of do their thing. And for the most part, it worked a lot, despite giving up only one goal in the game. They really held them into the shape and really made it difficult for the United States women to break them down. But then in the 18th minute, Megan Rapinoe gets a cross in, but no one's home to finish it. It turns out to really not be that big of a threat for Portugal. And 34th minute, Christian Press shoots, but the Portuguese keeper has an easy save. Once again, no threat there. And then we get to halftime where, from the U.S. women's, it's really just sloppy in the final third. We're not seeing that finishing bite that we normally see in the final third from the United States. It's really that killer goal or killer shots. And but today it was really slow and just really difficult for them to really give any kind of threat to Portugal, despite what it seemed like. And for Portugal, this was the best basically that you could ask for. You know, you're going against arguably what's often given that the United States is the top team in the world for the women. This is basically what the best you can ask for. 0-0 scoreline at the half. Other than, of course, winning 1-0 or however much. But yeah, this is basically what the best you can get. Then we go to the 49th minute where a great in-swing and free kick comes in from Megan Rapinoe to Lindsay Horan. But she just lets this one go by her as she was wide open. And from when I really did not know what she was doing. But maybe she thought it was offside herself. But to me, it looked like she was fine, and that's when I'm just like, you put in the back of the net either way. Better be safe than sorry. And but she lets it skid right past her, and it's still 0-0, and Portugal was still very happy. And we go to the 55th minute. Another beautiful ball comes in from Megan Rapinoe to Alex Morgan. Alex Morgan just shanks it right in front of the net. And at this point, it really should be a 1-0 or at least some kind of U.S. lead right now. But it's not, as the USA is once again not clinical in that final third. And really, Portugal is just, even though they're on their heels, they're still really not all that being threatened. And then the 60th minute, Portugal has a wide open look, and it's clear as day. But well done to the U.S. women's defense for dealing with this. And Portugal really is well contained. 69th minute, Rose Lavelle turns on a dime and shoots, but the keeper saw this either way, and the United States still can't find that first goal. And then 72nd minute, subs come in for the United States, and boy, do they make a difference. As in the 76th minute, Christian Press sends a free kick, and Sam Lewis really catches the header from it and scores unmarked off of a corner kick, and the USA are up 1-0, as finally we see a breakthrough for the U.S. women's. And, man, was this late, but better than 0-0 or anything at this point. In the 82nd minute, it looks like there would be another goal, but It's called offside. The free kick will come in from Lindsey Horan. It's saved but rebounded by Carly Lloyd and it's tapped in. But once again, it's called off for offside, and it's still 1-0 USA. And just like that, the game ends. And despite what it seemed like with the stats and everything I'm about to say, it just was just mediocre for the United States women. And the stats as follows: the United States, of course, outshot Portugal 26-4. 10 of those shots for the United States were on target, while only one of those for Portugal. The United States also got 65% of the possession, while Portugal 35%. United States completed 468 passes to Portugal's 276 passes. 83% accuracy for the United States, while 67% for Portugal. 6 fouls, so 12 fouls. No yellow cards for the United States, but 1 on Portugal. No red cards. And 5 offside to the United States, 3 offside for Portugal, and just 15 corners to 1 for the United States. They really dominated the corners, but despite what the stats say, overall performance for the United States was just mediocre, as I said earlier. Once again, despite what the stats say, it was just the final third. I mean, USA had tons and tons of opportunities in the final third to finish. Just couldn't. I mean, you had missed wide right at the keeper, which a lot of them were at. Easy saves for the Portuguese keeper. And it was just straightforward, basically, for the United States. Not the same U.S. team we saw in that She Believes Cup, especially against Argentina, where they had a 6-0 rout in that one. But today was just different, and unable to finish in the final third, and really just not clinical. And you have to be clinical, especially when we're looking at the Olympics. You've got to be clinical. And hopefully that's what these tune-up games are for, this whole friendly tournament, to kind of expose some of the weaknesses or what needs work and problematic areas for the United States. And for sure, this one came up, finishing in the final third. As you know, if you're going to be successful in the Olympics in Tokyo, you got to have that done, especially as one of the top teams in the world. You got to be able to finish and really put other teams away. That's the only way you can do that. But if you are too loose in the final third, you're not really going to threaten anything. And so this is why hopefully in the next final 2 games, I think for the U.S. women in Texas, hopefully they can really get a grip and really take this game as a learning opportunity and just really find a way to be clinical, more clinical in the final third. That way they can actually get back to their old ways in just terms of scoring lots of goals and just being a deadly threat. But that's what hopefully this tournament is for. But the final third has to be a lot better. And if not, it's not gonna really may not turn out good. Now, let's just say that it may not turn out good in terms of the Olympics. And but basically that's the only thing I saw this game for the United States was just Portugal really exposed a lot of United States, or this game especially, where their weakness at for this game. The finishing in the final third, not being clinical. Passing and everything was good. It's just shots. We need to see more shots. And just, it wasn't enough. 1-0, I mean, it's a win, but for the United States, and even I think their head coach said it, and even their whole staff, you shouldn't be too pleased with this result. Even though it is a friendly and it doesn't mean anything, but in terms of getting ready for Tokyo, it's got to be better. And then, but yeah, for this game, that's pretty much all I got to say. It's just they got to be clinical in the final third, especially when it comes to getting ready for the Olympics. But we'll see what they do next game against, I believe it's Jamaica, and that's still going to be in Houston. But hopefully we'll see what they learn from that. The next game I have will be tomorrow, and that's Canada's women's team is also in action against the Czech Republic, and that's also a friendly tune-up. It seems like it's going to be for their Olympic kind of practice and routine, and but that's being played in Europe due to COVID restrictions in Canada at the moment. But they're getting ready for their tune-up game as well, and we'll see what they can also do too, as well as the United States coming up in the Olympics. But for now, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this short video of the recap of the United States' friendly against Portugal. And if you liked it, like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and tell them that the United States has to be more clinical. They got to be more clinical if they want to really be a threat in the Olympics.